it's the women. You may say to yourself, right, let's get through this, we can do this, we can do this. It's rarely the man. Over 70% of the time, 80% of the time, it's the woman doing the divorce.
Do you think being a good judge of character comes into play?
When you say judge of character,
Obviously, there's an element of trust. You should be able to trust a woman. And can you be able to judge a woman? This is a good woman, and this will last.
People change. People change.
Yeah, that's true.
Seriously, you can have 100% trust, and then shit hits the fan, and you see a whole different side of a person.
For real, there's like religion and your spirituality come into this as well. Like, if you both believe that this isn't just a contract, this is something that has a spiritual ramification.
The thing is,
does that help?
It does help in the sense that obviously going back to us being African again, that's what we always use to hold ourselves down within these kind of marriages. That stops us from signing things such as prenups. I've always mentioned from the beginning, the lack of trust is what stops a lot of people from doing it. And obviously some people, depending on their beliefs, whether they believe in things such as divorce, whether they believe in things such as spirituality, religion, obviously this also holds them down as well to say, you know what, things such as prenups, we're going to avoid it.
As a man, I'm sorry right now, from what I hear from the guys in their 40s, 50s plus, you should be terrified going into a marriage. Not to scare people, but you should be very concerned about the possible outcomes for you. Because they're saying, look, it can really, really, really mess up your life after a divorce.
So, moral of the story, would you sign a prenup? Or would you make your wife sign a prenup?
I would say so. If I had that option, I would say so, and I'll explain to her that, look, this isn't like a I don't love you kind of thing. If in the future you decide that you don't want to be with me anymore, because that's statistically more likely, me being protected protects anything we've built, especially if we've had children.
And it's also like, if you don't get insurance on your house, you're stupid. If you don't get insurance on your car,
you're an idiot.
Stupid.
It's illegal.
Why don't you get insurance on your marriage?
Especially with all of these bad drivers out there.
Are you changing your mind on the prenups? Because 5 minutes ago you said
your pastor says
your pastor said, you see,
I still do not believe in divorce, and I do not believe in prenups. But my man made a very good point.
No,
that
he did.
most of the time it's not the men getting these divorces and prenups,
that's
it's
what
the woman. So even if I don't want it to happen,
She may want it to happen.
It could be out of my
It's not
control.
Mm.
So that made me think twice. I was like, you know, why don't I actually just get this insurance for my marriage?
This is what the channel is meant to do. Have an impact already. And if he's having an impact within, that means he's definitely going to have an impact outside.
For sure.
You see that?
It's a CV.
Hey! You were trying to dodge the question.
I'm prenup.
What?
For a fact. To be fair, for me, it would say a lot to a girl who didn't want to sign a prenup. There'll be clauses. You know, whether she works or how many kids, this, that. If I cheat, if she cheats. I feel like a prenup is also a good guideline to like stay in line. It's a good like reminder that look, you could lose everything, and I think that, you know, we both need that reminder here and there.
Would it make you more willing to give to a woman that wants nothing from you, or a woman that wants something from you? I feel like if a woman says, I don't want anything from you, I'd be more willing to give something
her everything.
to you.
That's why you want to give her everything, I swear.
Marriage should be something that you should aim for the rest of your life. A prenup seems to be some sort of admission that this will possibly not last for the rest of your life, which is inconsistent with the vows that you're taking. Just to be consistent with the vows you're taking, I would say don't take a prenup. But I take all the other points. There's the fear that you might get screwed over, and that's where I would say your judgment really needs to kick in. Prayer needs to kick in. You need to get counsel from your families to see if this is something that you guys, this is somebody I can trust. You go on that journey and you stay with me.
So that being said, man, you know, be wary of any girl who doesn't want to sign a prenup, because why? Why are you hiding? Are you a bastard?
Why are you running?
Sign this prenup, Joe.
Why are you running to?
For what? Why do you want to sign the prenup? Look, the prenup is basically saying, look, if I mess up, you don't get anything, and if you mess up, you don't get anything. So just see as guidelines.
Best thing is don't mess up.
But you guys are having the assumption that the girl's not going to be super richer than you. And then the prenup can benefit you. Conversation that I hear women say a lot of the time is that, especially when they have kids, they say, listen, I've given you the best years of my life, and I've given you my body. I've sacrificed my body for you. And so, in exchange, they feel entitled to certain things. They feel like they've sacrificed in that regard.
Another reason, I mean, to not sign a prenup, you just be like, what? She could flip it on you and be like, yeah, what are you saying about this marriage? Because you said that we've said that we want this to last forever.
Although I
we
feel
said
like
we trust each other, so what are you trying to say by telling me to sign a prenup? You can say, what are you trying to say?
That's what, bro, you can flip it. Either way, you can flip it.
Yeah, you can
how you want.
you can vote.
Just to wrap up on this, when it comes to these prenup thing, I think it's a conversation you need to have with your partner first of all. Obviously, we all believe in religion. We all want our marriage to last for as long as possible. But there needs to be a logical understanding and logical reasoning behind it, so that both partners will know exactly what they're signing up into. God forbid the other side of marriage happens in terms of people getting divorced. So we as people, we tend to be trying not to be unselfish. I think sometimes we need to be a bit selfish and try to protect ourselves.
not even selfish, just realistic.
No. There needs to be an element of selfishness, because when you tell someone to sign prenups, the first thing they're thinking of is, oh, this guy's a bit selfish. He just wants everything for himself, and we always assume that. But sometimes it's just about protecting yourself. And I'll go back to one of our contributors' quote when he says, "You get insurance for your house, you get insurance for your car. Why can't you get insurance for your marriage?"
Right.
For that reason, I'll leave it there. It's your boy, Mr. CV.
Mr. CV, Mr. CV.
Have a good night, man.